Posts can actually open the door to identity theft and long-term financial harm for your child. Jen Burke from the Maine Credit Union League joining us in studio to talk about the risks that oversharing can pose for many families out there. And we know that many kids are already back in school, more are heading back next week, and parents love to post those first day of school photos, right?
They do. I was on Facebook yesterday and it's all back to school, and I can admit I am guilty of this.
Yeah, I think everybody is, right?
When my daughter was little, I had her in front of her school with a sign that said her grade, her name, her age, like so many personal details. But I wish I knew then what I know now, and parents really need to be cognizant about what they're putting on those sites, because it's prime time for scammers.
Sure.
And you don't want to think it's a great time of year. People are excited, they're emotional, but scammers feed on that.
What makes back to school season so not important, I guess you would say, but such a target for these criminals?
Because when parents take the photos, they tend to put them up almost immediately.
Yes.
So scammers know it's fresh data. And again, they might not be thinking too much on what they're sharing. You know, they could be an emotional mom dropping off their, mom or dad dropping off their kid at kindergarten and putting it all out there. And so they build these profiles and they can use it to take personal identification for opening up a loan or an account in your child's name. Or they may do one of those back-to-school fee scam where they'll do a phishing attempt and they'll contact you and say, hey, I noticed that your child just started back in the second grade. Have you paid your second grade class fee? Like things like that. I mean, it's so evil, but that's what these perpetrators do. They sit online, they build these profiles, and if they get lucky with just one kid, it's worth it to them.
Absolutely. So is there a safer way for folks out there who want to post or share with friends and family a back-to-school photo?
Absolutely, and I don't mean to be like the Debbie Downer on back to school, but I think you can do it safely. Share, if you have social media and you want to share a photo, make sure you're doing it if your social media is private, or share photos in a private group chat. Also limit what you're putting on that picture. You might not want to put all the details on those signs that are so adorable, but there's good reason for not oversharing. You really need to think of your child's identity, very seriously. Almost like a bank account. You have to protect it. And putting out these little nuggets of information is almost like leaving a key under a doormat. I mean, these scammers are sophisticated.
They're